Today our finance minister is a woman. Women in finance. जितना सुनने में अच्छा लगता है उतना होने में क्यों नहीं? In a recent study conducted by One Finance and Frost and Sullivan, 80% of women require financial assistance from a male figure in their life, be it their father, brother, husband, or even a male friend. And this is because of a lack of financial awareness and education. आपने वो तो सुना ही होगा. In an Indian family, how there's a big taboo about the financial opinions of a woman and how they are valued less than a man. Women have faced many struggles in the financial space. Many of these difficulties are ongoing. So it's essential to understand why their progress should be acknowledged. In today's episode of Financial Wellbeing 101, we'll dig into the women's understanding of finances and how they handle finances better.
Hi, my name is Binoli Dodiwala Jain and I am the CEO and co-founder of The Money Mart. Very early in my career, I realized that I am in a noble profession because I am making a client's hard-earned money work much harder for him. Over these last 17 years, there have been numerous instances where we have seen clients coming back to us because we have made meaningful differences in their life by making a client move from his residence, which is very far from his office, closer to his workplace, ensuring that a client takes this sabbatical which he or she needs for following his passion, encouraging lot of women to be truly financially independent by sharing my own life story with them. So that's what I do, and I think there's no looking back. Women generally invest for the longer term because they're always goal-oriented. They would come to me saying, that I want to invest for my child's education or for my retirement if my husband was not to take care of me. They would not come to you saying that, okay, give me a product where I can double my money in the next 1 year, because they are not that high risk takers. Okay, so they would prefer products like fixed deposits, post office RDs, gold, safer products because A, they don't want to lose money, but B, these are all goal oriented. Secondly, women generally don't do a lot of trading. Less of trading, more of long-term investing. The third thing is that generally a woman would always invest with somebody they trust to. You would see lesser women, just getting onto an app and starting the investing. They would want to take a second opinion, go to somebody they can fall back upon and trust. And that is a very big difference as compared to a male. They would try to explore different options. Okay, and there's something like a competition. My friend is doing it, I want to do this. He's making X money, I want to make more than him. But that's not how a woman feels. She feels that, okay, if my basic goals are taken care of and I can survive by myself and help my family, I'm doing a great job. So these are two major differences between how a men and women approach finances. So challenges hai, but the idea is not men versus women over here. It's I think more about minority versus majority. Okay, that the majority men invest and the women are in minority. So how do we make this minority of women come into the majority? And we are seeing this change over the last few years. We have seen that a lot of women have been forthcoming. They have started taking the charge because of a lot of education which is there. Information is available at the tip of your fingertips. So a lot of women are taking this charge. They are wanting to be financially independent. So let me share with you an example. 2 days back, I had a prospect who called me and she told me something which was very interesting. She had some issue which is going on with her husband. She was quite young. Her age was just 28 and she has a 2-year-old son. And she has parents who are again not very well to do. So I had in my mind that she may want to, invest something for her son or something for her parents. But what she tells me is, that I want to do some investment for my future. So that is a very, very big change. They're thinking about themselves. They're wanting to do something only for themselves, Otherwise it was always बच्चों के लिए कुछ करना है, फैमिली के लिए कुछ करना है. Where are you in this whole thing? I think the first thing in making a start, especially for somebody who's never got into this, is to have meaningful conversations with your own family members. Whoever is taking charge of your finances, whether it's your father, your husband or your brother, just ask them what is happening. What are the assets? What are the liabilities? What are the insurance coverages? A lot of times, women don't know. Money could be given on loan to somebody, okay, which is not accounted for. So just try to understand what is happening in the family and please accept that, there's nothing wrong in asking. You're not running away with the money. You just just want to know what's happening around. So that's the first thing which everybody should do. So secondly, whenever there is a meeting which your husband or your spouse has with his financial advisor, accompany him for the meeting. Even if you understand 50% of that conversation, but you be there. I generally ensure that most of my clients accompany for every meeting along with their spouses, because many times we realize, that a goal for a man and a woman is different. Or a simple example is, that I have a client who wants to move on a rented house because that makes financial sense. But the wife does not want to do that because of the emotional angle. This is my house and I don't want to leave it. Okay, and that's where the ice is broken. So if a man and women come together and plan their finances, they meet their advisor, okay, what needs to be done next makes, it's very easily done. So please accompany your spouses to meet the financial advisor and try to make sense of what is happening. So very often, we come across women who tell us that my brother used to do that for me, or my father used to do that for me, and now my husband does this to me. I don't have the time because I'm multitasking, so why should I get into a man's domain? But haven't we seen since time immemorial that women have been taking financial decisions? They have been managing their day-to-day expenses, sometimes even on a shoestring budget. So finances are something which goes hand in hand. But it's just that sometimes there are few challenges which a women face, because of which they are not taking that plunge and they are letting this be a man's domain. And whether you like it or not, all the women will someday have to take this challenge and will have to manage their finances themselves. And there are a couple of reasons I can, lay down over here for this. The most important one is life expectancy. Okay, we all know that a life expectancy of a male is much lesser than a female. The typical number for a male is 70 when we talk about the global average, and women is 75. So someday or the other you will have to look after your finances. The second thing is, there are a lot of marriages which are breaking apart, and there is huge alimonies which are coming to women, or they have to take care of the children and manage the finances. So again, that's a reason by which women may someday have to take this plunge themselves. The third reason is that inheritance. A lot of women are getting a lot of money as inheritance, or even as life insurance proceeds. We have been giving clients, insurance covers for 5 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores. So this kind of corpus is going to go to a female someday or the other. So again, she needs to be prepared. And I think the most important amongst all of this is also to, have your own self-worth. That happiness when you can take that sabbatical for, your child, or taking care of your ailing parents. Like you feel you've done something for yourself in the life. So there are a couple of reasons which I think every woman should be financially independent. Society has made us believe that a woman's role and her job is to manage the house and not handle finances. So that is why it's a taboo. And the problem is that many women have accepted this, that this is not my role. This is a man's domain. So let me do what I am good at. Let my husband or my father or my brother do something which he is good at. So the problem is that, women have accepted this, that this is not their domain. And then apart from that, there are few challenges also which women face. I think the most predominant challenge is lack of knowledge. And the industry also does not make it simple for women. There are so many products, so many jargons, so many new things coming up every day. So today, even as a woman, if I feel that I want to start it, I get confused that what do I do? That is the first issue which women face. The second issue which women face, thing in mind that, okay, if I take this plunge, and what if I go wrong? I have multiple people I'm answerable to. The third reason which I feel is also, sometimes it's not that the male or the men know everything. They could also be making wrong decisions. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I have a friend who lost her husband a few years back, and she survived with 2 daughters. Now she's got some money as a part of insurance proceeds, which she wanted to invest. Okay, she approached me, we did some planning, we started our investments. And then her father-in-law stopped her. He's like, you're putting your money into mutual funds, you're going to lose all your money because I have lost my money. And he made her sell everything and put it back into fixed deposits. So even these are some challenges which women face, because the person they are taking the second advice from, or who is their backup, is himself not cognizant of the options available, or is a very low risk taker. It's a good thing that financial inclusion for women is a big topic now, and a lot of institutions are trying to work towards it. There are certain products which are helping women and some which are neutral. So we have banks which come up with women-oriented bank accounts or women advantage credit cards, okay, and they have this pink color attached to them. Apparently, I don't think there is a much difference in a man or a woman, actually having that bank account or a credit card. But then there are certain products which are beneficial for women. For example, there are a couple of loans which, like home loans, few institutions offer these loans which are subsidized for women. Then when a woman goes to buy a life insurance policy, the mortality rate charged to a woman by many companies is lesser than a man, which again falls back to the point of, the longer life expectancy which a woman has. And then few government schemes, like we have the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for a girl child. So again, that is, having financial inclusion for a woman. This is how the industry is trying to, actually get women into the mainstream investing. We have data to show that less than 40% of working women are taking, their own financial decisions. So if we just talk about women as a whole, then percentage is very low. So if they're not taking these decisions, of course, the awareness is not there about these products altogether. I think there's nothing wrong in seeking help. Don't we anyways do that when we have a health issue? You go to a doctor, so might as well go to a financial doctor. They will help you, plan it in a better way. And I think one thing which is really ignored, but people generally shy from making a will. And this is nothing with respect to male or female, but I think everybody today should have a will. And women should encourage the male or the earning members of the family to have one. Because we are not saying that, something would go wrong, but in case something goes wrong, things are easy if everything is mentioned in black and white. So I think everybody should be encouraged to have their will in place. I would just leave everybody with one takeaway, that if I can do it, you can also do it. It is not rocket science. Investing is, trust me, it's very easy. It's a very disciplined way of doing it. And what better example than our current finance minister? She is a woman and she's managing finances of the whole country. Can't we just manage our own finances?